Awesome, awesome, guys. Well, let me go ahead and start off by saying that I hope you guys had a great week. Love being on the call with you guys, as I stated, and you guys give to me as much as I hope I give to you. So thank you so much for being in my life. Let me go ahead and get started on today's topic. And today is not so much a structured call as much as I just want to kind of talk about random thoughts that I have as I teach and as I go through this. What I try to do is really understand your point of view. So if I was in your shoes, what would I be thinking as I'm learning this, as I'm learning this methodology, as I'm going through these calls? I like to say, okay, what would I be thinking if I was sitting there? And I guess the first thing I'd be thinking is, does this work? And how do I know it works? How do I know I'm doing it right? You know, I'm always the kind of person that would be like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? And maybe you guys are the same way. Maybe you're not, you know. But for those of you that are like me, we're wondering if we're doing this right. I do want to answer those questions. So what we're learning is how to get into the alpha state of mind, which is lowering the brain waves to about 10 cycles per second. And by doing that, you have a foot in the material world and a foot in the spiritual world. And by doing that, you're able to manifest things in your life. You're able to do things in your life, create things in your life. And this is something that's not taught in school. It's not taught anywhere. You have to go out searching for truth to be able to come across this, all of this information and this teaching. And it's not that anybody invented it. It's simply we're discovering it or rediscovering it. And my mentor to this was Jose Silva, who passed away 1993, I believe. And this is the teaching that he showed and or he taught more than anything. And he wrote many books on it, taught millions of people over the world. And this is a method that if you do it, you'll get results 100%. Because you're already getting 100% results doing it. Just you don't do it in a structured manner and you don't even know that you're doing it, which is having negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are simply, and a lot of this stuff is repeated because I want you by the end of the year to have this stuff just always in your mind, ready and and just it's a part of you, it becomes a part of you. I know not everybody is going to be going and re-listening to these calls, so I want to just say it enough times because it's only a few things you're going to learn, and then you're going to have it in you. And by the end of the year, even if you don't get on you don't re-listen to the videos, I know that you will understand this. Now, hopefully you're doing it. That's my hope for everyone. So what it is you get into this alpha state. You think about the things that you want, which are positive thoughts. See, positive thoughts are simply thinking of things you want. Negative thoughts are thinking of things you don't want. It's that simple. There's nothing that's complicated about this. So, why have you been creating the life you don't want? Because you have negative thoughts. You think about the things that you don't want in life. You worry about the problems that you have, so you create more of those problems. But when you get to this method of thinking, you're going to see that things that weren't even going to go your way will go your way because you're a positive thinker. You're a person that thinks about the things they want. Excuse me on that. So, how do I know if this is working? Simply, you know it's working because if you meditate 10 to 15 minutes a day in alpha state. What is alpha state again? You're just in a sleepy state. You're in a sleepy state. You're still groggy. Think about the things that you want. Have pictures with statements on it, and they're why statements. The why statements are so that we can bypass our subconscious mind. You say, why am I so healthy? Why am I so successful in my business every day, no matter what word I'm working? The reason you say that is because what you're trying to do is, if you say, I am successful, your subconscious mind is saying you're not. And it'll tell you all the reasons why you're not. But if you say why, that means that you've already been. So your subconscious mind is hypnotized. It's confused. And it's just like, blah, blah, blah. It's like somebody that you literally, you told them something that's the truth, and they're trying to get out of it, and they're like, what, and they just can't say anything. That's exactly what you end up doing to your subconscious mind when you use a why statement. So you use a why statement, we listen to them, and we just calmly let those, you're not struggling, this is all easy, easy peasy, you're not forcing yourself, you're not trying to like really concentrate on this and work really hard and pop a brain vessel. You're not trying to do any of that. It's simple, relax. Relaxed state of mind, and give it time. And the reason you know you're doing this right is because you start seeing changes in your life, in your material life. You start seeing that the things that you've wanted, are starting to come to you. And when they don't come to you, that's okay. Give it a time. And if something doesn't come to you, it's because you're not ready to receive it. One of the things that you can also add to all of your meditation, say that it's the best thing for everyone concerned. If you say on there that all my affirmations, everything I want, it's good for everybody concerned, that means if you got a little greedy in something, and it's more a greed than an ego than it is coming out of love, with that little statement there, you're not allowing it to come to fruition. And if something that you want, you're not even seeing anything near coming to that, then you can also start in this alpha state. Start saying, what you could always say something. What do I need to see? What do I need to work on? Why do I get all the answers I need when I need them every day, no matter what word I'm word? That's a great affirmation, so that you can get the answers you need if something is not for you, or there's something you still need to do so that you can get it. I always say, why do I always get the answers I need when I need them every day, no matter what? When you say no matter what after all these statements, that means that it doesn't matter what happens, it's going to happen. No matter what's going around in your life, no matter what the storms are, this is going to happen, no matter what. See, there's our power statements that you use to program, because what you're doing is you're programming your mind. When you program your mind, you're working under different rules of the universe. When you program your mind this way, it's not hypnotizing, because you know what you're saying and you know what you're thinking, and nobody's putting thoughts in your mind that aren't there, that shouldn't be there. You're programming. When you program, then you're using a different set of rules, a different set of laws of the universe that God created, and when you program, things come to you. When you're in the real world working hard to accomplish something, that's a different set of rules. And that's where you have competition, where you have to beat out others, when you have to, to get to the top, and that's working hard. We're going to work smart. I've had students tell me, well, this is easy. I don't really feel I'm going to deserve it. I said, well, why don't you try doing this for 90 days? It's not that this isn't easy. It's easy. This is very easy. What's not easy is that life gets in the way, and the discipline of doing this every day consistently is very hard. But it's a lot less hard than going out there and fighting the world to get what you want. And over there, the results vary. You go out there in the real world, you work hard, you get motivated, I can't guarantee your success. But if you're following what I'm teaching you here, I can 100% guarantee your success. At some point, you're going to get it, because that's how we were made. We were made to get what we want, but we have to think about it and do it the way that we've taught now, or I'm teaching you. Now, so how do you know you're doing this right? Because first of all, you're doing it. Second of all, you'll start seeing changes in your life. one of the things you also start seeing is that, see, I used to be a real feisty person, okay? I used to have a very bad temper. I used to have a raging temper, as a matter of fact. One of the things that doing this program, and been doing it for a while now, for a long time, is you just can understand that your mind will be calm, gets calmer. Your body gets into balance. You won't have those emotional impulses. If you guys are emotionally impulsive, I used to be very emotionally impulsive. I'm not saying I'm not at all 100%. Nothing is 100%, cured, but, and I wouldn't say cured, but 100%. Like, I don't get impulsive. I do, but it's a fraction of what I used to. And so what happens as you meditate, as you do this, as you're working in your alpha state, you'll see that the world becomes slower. What do I mean by that? When you're out there, you'll see things. You may be in a situation that before you got emotional, and you just went off on a tangent, on a rant or a rage, and now you're going to see that, wait a minute, this really should make me mad. But if it makes me mad, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and you know what? I'm not going to get what I need accomplished, so let's not do it. And it's like you have more time to think. You're like, I can't, but why am I like this? It's because you're putting your house in order, and your house is your mind. Your mind is your house. When you put your house in order, things are different. So you'll start seeing that. I don't get, and if I do get emotional and a little angry, I come back right away back to what you call your center, and your center is just back to your balance, back to be able to have a clear mind of clear thoughts. Okay. So those are benefits you're going to see as well. And those are added benefits. I mean, nobody sits there and goes, I just want to be calmer, and I really want to be able to see things in a slower way so I can make better decisions. Nobody thinks about it, asking for that. It's just an added benefit. But, when I used to go off on an emotional tirade, then I'd convince myself it was right. Then you find people that convince, that affirm that, yep, you're right, get mad there because this. And then you're like, okay, but now this problem's caused. How do I fix it? And it just, you waste time is what you end up doing. Waste a lot of time. And there's no excuse, guys, for us to get enraged in anything, or to go off on a tangent, or to tell people things that are not nice things to say to somebody. There's no reason, because everything you give, you get. You're constantly sowing every single. I told you today would just be random thoughts, and I'm almost done here, and I didn't even get to the other point I wanted to, but I will. So you're seeding all the time. Just imagine everything you do on a daily basis, you're seeding for the future. You're going to get back what you sow. So sow good seeds. Okay? The last thing I want to say today before I get off the call is we've been taught to believe that there's limits in our lives. We've been taught to believe that there's only certain things we can accomplish if we're a woman, if we're a man, if we're a kid, if we're a minority, if we're this, if we're that. And what I want you to do is those rules don't pertain to us and don't pertain to you specifically because of what you're doing. They don't pertain to anybody, but I want you to understand that particularly they don't pertain to you. You can accomplish and be whatever you want, and don't be shy when you're imagining what you want, thinking that's not something that society would think I should do or be. No, you take that off the table. Great people in life accomplish things that we're told were impossible, that there's no way you can do it. You can't do it because you don't come from the right background. You don't do it because you're not the right gender. Everything I just said, you can't this, you can't that, and they said, it's going to be done. And they use the alpha state. Some of them unconsciously competent, which means they didn't know they were doing it, but they were doing it, and they created great things. So I want you to have the freedom. I want to take the chains off of you today. If they haven't already been taken off, I want them to become off. And anything you want, if you can see it in your mind, you can accomplish it, because God won't give you a vision that's not for you. That would be cruelty, and God is not a cruel. He's all love. So if you have a feeling and to do something, then it's for you. Grab it. And you know what? The cruelty is if you don't take the power that you have inside and accomplish it. That's the cruelty you're doing to yourself. I want you to unleash the beast inside, the good beast, to go out there and accomplish what you want using these methods, using these exercises. If you need help, reach out to me. I'm here. I'm your teacher. I'm committed just as much as you're committed. If you're committed 100%, I'm committed 100%. If you're committed 0%, I'm committed 0%. But I'm there for you guys. Let's go out there and change the world. Love you guys. Have a great Easter weekend. Enjoy your family. I tell you this every weekend. I mean it. Enjoy your family. Love you. And we'll talk to you later on the next call, next Friday.